Good morning, traders. I'm Dennis Dick.
And I'm Joel Elconin. Welcome to Pre-Market Info.
And welcome to the market sell off here. We are down another 12 points. Big Bad Ben has spooked this market. Something serious there, Joel. And we are now down about 35 points since Big Bad Ben told us what he was thinking.
Could there be no good news coming out of the Fed ever again? I
Ever
mean,
again. Uh,
no, I mean, there's no more QE coming up, right? There's going to be no more easing. The only thing they're doing is talking about tapering. So anything that comes out of the Fed is going to be construed as negative.
Well, the easing is still there, but yeah, if they do eventually taper it, they're pretty much out of bullets. Like they've been out of bullets. That's why, they've been using the QE for so long just to keep the economy going. I mean, it's on the juice. Eventually, it has to come off the juice. It's just a matter of when that is. If it's if it's the beginning of 2014, if it's 2015, eventually this market has to come off the juice. And if that's the only thing keeping the market up, then that's scary, and that's why you're seeing this risk-off trade happen right now, and you're seeing follow through here today, and you're seeing it across the board. That was the one thing, Joel, across the board yesterday. We saw selling. Everything got hit. Gold got hit. Everything got hit yesterday, and it's all getting hit here again this morning.
Big follow through. Just want to alert our traders to the overnight low 1605.50. But the real key to the survival of this multi-year bull market is the double bottom that we had at the 1690.50 and
15,
15.
15.90.
Back in the 15 handle. We need to talk about a new handle. You hit 1590.50 on June 6th, and then you came down to 91.75 on the 13th. Both times it just rocketed out of there and had a big rally.
Yeah,
So that's the area. We're still, 20 points away from that. So I don't know if we're going to get there today. But that's the level long term that we got to be keeping an eye on because
definitely.
really there's no support that. And coming back, if we can get anywhere near the yesterday's low, 1620, 1621, the close, I think people will be very happy to let the futures go or try some short positions. But should be some great volatility today.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see volatility. And remember, I'm always a fan of the 2 day move here, so I actually did come in short a little bit today just because the big down move yesterday. I was like, yeah, I often see follow through. People see the big down move, they say, get me out tomorrow morning, and that's what we're seeing here again today. So the 2 day move does look like it's working in my favor here today. Down 11 points. We did go as low as 1605, but we have bounced back a bit. Moving on to gold, though, holy cow. We've been talking about how it's been sitting on a cliff. Well, it went off that cliff today, Joel, and it went off something fierce. Gold is down 3.5%, down 50 points basically here, trading at 1303 on the futures. This is just an incredible sell off here for gold this morning.
What about when the market's weak and the market's crashing? What about, are you supposed to own
I know.
gold?
That's worked really well, that gold defensive trade, hasn't it? Peter Schiff always, own gold, the market's not good. Peter Schiff says own gold. I don't know what Peter Schiff's thinking here this morning because gold absolutely murdered worse than anything here today. Well, I guess silver too, getting beat up. But wow, these two, gold and silver, this is incredible, the selling pressure here. And they are making new lows now on the year. You've got all the miners breaking down to new lows. You've actually got NEM getting a downgrade as well today. So nothing looking good from the metals.
Yeah, just taking a look at the gold. We ticked under 1300, went to 1285, and getting a little reprieve off that, getting a 20-point bounce here, almost back to the 1305 level. I would just for the gold traders here, 1307.70 has been the high since the rebound, so that's your minor resistance point. I imagine if you get another, dip, dive, and duck back down here to 1300. I think we'll see buyers stepping in between 1300 and 1285. I don't think they're going to get that back down and make a new low today. It's already down $70. They had it down close to 90. So boy, what a move for that. But let's since we're talking about that, let's look at the GLD. Just we had that several lows here. We're looking at the monthly there. It had three monthlies roll right around the 130 area. We came crashing down through that. So I don't even know where to find support in this thing. Perhaps you can go back to September of 2010 when we got down to 121.15. That's another 5 points away from here. But Boy, are these markets looking bad.
Yeah, well, look at the individual miners here too if you want to see what's bad. Barrick Gold is breaking down to a new 52-week low here in the pre-market after it had its bounce in April. From the lows in May, June kind of held up, and we then had the resistance up in the 21.5. Been this slow, steady drift down for June, and now Barrick Gold actually trading down here at 1736 this morning. That has that is a new 52-week low for Barrick. It'll be interesting to see if it does indeed open below 1750, which has been the key support area for Barrick.
Yeah, I think you also just when you have these kind of moves, you got to just take a look at the pre-market activity, and the pre-market activity is taking us down to a 1710 low. Got a little bit of bounce off that, so 1710 should act as support down to the $17 level. Newmont did it make it in the 29 handle yet?
No, it's
No,
still holding
not
up
yet.
above there, so it hasn't made a new low. Barrick's relatively weaker, but you do have NEM getting downgraded Count and Company here today too, so that's putting a little additional pressure on the NEM. And these are trading heavy volume too. 118,000 shares have traded on the Newmont here, so not looking good for these miners.
That's interesting. I mean, Newmont, the low of the move has been 30.30. It's still 40 cents away from there. So even though the total collapse in the commodity, Newmont is holding up a little bit. So look for that area today if you get some follow through on the downgrade. 30.30 has been the low of the move for Newmont mining.
Little audio trouble there on your end there, Joel. Just your headset keeps fading out, so maybe just adjust. Sorry, we
Okay, I
apologize for
just moved
that.
it. How's that? Sound a
Yeah,
little
that
bit
sounds a
better?
lot better there, Joel. So just want to let you know. Red Hat reported earnings here today, or yet last night, and actually it's about our only good news we can talk about because it is trading up here in the pre-market, traded up after hours as well. 32 cents versus 31 cents, 363 million versus 359 million. So they beat on the top, they beat on the bottom. Guidance kind of okay, good enough anyways to get the stock rallying $1.70 here this morning.
Yeah, it was higher than that, 49.26 after the news came out initially, a little over a buck away from there. After that 49.26 rally, they took it down to 47 and got a nice bounce there. So there's a couple parameters for you to look at there in Red Hat. Boy, that 47's been a key level. We are well above that, so if you come back into 47, that will now act as support. Looking at the resistance, 49.46, you had a high back on May 28th, and then you also had a high at 49.37. And then if you go to the pre-market activity, we got up to 49.26. So if it gets back into 49 handle, I'd expect some real good resistance here in Red Hat.
Gonna fly through some of these other earnings because we want to get to
Okay.
talk about Apple and Google and a lot of upgrades and downgrades. Jabil Circuit JBL 56 cents versus 54 cents. The guidance for Q4 was light though, 50 to 58 versus estimates up at 59. That's got Jabil trading down a buck here in the pre-market. I'll let you point out that one number that I can see, and obviously our listeners can see on the chart there as well.
Right. Just keep an eye. Double bottom the 12th and the 13th at 1880 and 1890. Let's just see in the pre-market. We dipped below that, but looking for minor support at the 1880 level.
You got Micron reporting earnings of 4 cents versus 2 cents. That wasn't good enough though. Stock is trading down 50 cents at symbol MU. You got Pier 1 Imports PIR reporting earnings of 19 cents versus 19 cents. It actually has ticked higher here in the pre-market just slightly. Their full year guidance was a bit light, but I guess it's good enough because the stock is trading up 19 cents here. Kroger's due to report. I haven't seen their earnings come by, and we do have Oracle tonight. So just going over to Oracle's chart there, we'll do a quick technical for our listeners on Oracle. It's trading down 20 cents, obviously, with the overall market, but with earnings on tap tonight, what's the levels to watch out for on that one, Joel?
Wow, those tops at 34.59 and 63 are staking out like a sore thumb here. So triple top there. If it goes into rally mode anywhere near that, that's major resistance. I don't see it getting above that today, especially with the down market. Coming on the downside here, we have taken out yesterday's low, the market weakness. 34 should be your swing level. That was low on the 17th of the month. We are trading below that in the pre-market, so I think that will act as resistance now. Longer term, if the slide continues here, You got some nice support under 33.50 at 33.41.
Do have the analysts fairly active here today. You've got the big gun Goldman Sachs downgrading Disney here. That's
Ooh.
got Disney trading down over $1 in the pre-market. That's a big move for Disney. 63.20. It closed at 64.33. So Disney, House of Mouse, Joel, taking a little
Yeah,
beating.
that's yeah, Goldman Sachs doing some work. At least they're not cowering under their desk after the big down day. They're being active, telling people what to do with their investments. 62.92 is what you hit in the pre-market. You got a nice bounce off that. This is a big move for Disney. You do have 62.52 as your first support level. You hit that level a few times. You did dip under it to 62.04, so that's gonna be your major support level today. Coming back on the upside, have a ways to go. That thing closed right on the low at 64.33. So gets back rallying any kind into the 64 handle. I'd expect some major resistance in Disney.
Let's fly through a few of these other ones here too. FedEx getting downgraded at Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan. Obviously
Ooh.
they reported earnings there yesterday. It did get a lift. Funny thing, it was trading up early on after they reported earnings. That was after hours. And then yesterday morning opened kind of low, rallied up actually in the morning, but then the overall market sell-off happened and FedEx took a beating there too. But now it's down another $2 here, so actually trading below yesterday's low of 99.26.
Yeah, so if we can sneak back into the 99 handle, 99.26 was the low from yesterday. That will act as resistance. Coming back down here, you have the 3-day low at 97.68, about 80 cents away from here. So that should act as support. And then the super major support is just above the 97 level. You had three lows about a week ago between 97.10 and 97.28. So that will be your major support today for
The
FDX.
Hewlett Packard broke out to a new 52-week high yesterday. Wells Fargo's taking notes because they're upgrading it here today. Obviously, looking at that breakout, it is trading up a dime here, which is good considering that the market is so weak. 25.52 is where it's bid right now after closing 25.43. So Hewlett Packard looking okay today.
Yeah, 25.87 it hit yesterday, so haven't quite approached that yet in the pre-market. Still, this 25.50 level here is still kind of sticking out in my mind here. You did have three tops of that area now, a supposed breakout to the upside. I'd like to see some closes above 25.50 before I would confirm, or at least in my opinion, that this breakout's for real.
One more big gun, Walmart getting upgrade at Raymond James here, and Walmart is trading up about a dime here on that upgrade. Closed real weak. $76 has just been like a wall. It got up there yesterday at 75.96 and kaplooey. Bottom fell out of it and the stock closed almost on the low. 74.46 is getting a little bit of a bounce here today with that upgrade.
Well, not much of a bounce at all here. Looking at yesterday's low, 74.34. The weak market. I don't know. Not going out and buying this stock in my portfolio on this upgrade. It's just sitting on. Been bearing down on the 74.50 level. Not getting a pop off it. I think I'd have to take a look at the weekly here to find the next support
Initial
level.
jobless claims for the week ended June 15th coming in at 354,000. Economists were looking for a reading of 340,000. Continuing claims for the week ended June 8th coming at 2.951 million. Economists were looking for 2.958 million.
Futures not
Thanks.
really reacting to
Yeah.
that number. Just muted activity here again. Like you were saying before, it seems like the unemployment number is the only number that really moves. If the Fed announcements moving and the unemployment numbers, and not moving much on those jobless claims numbers though. It's just kind of hanging out here at 1611, down 13 points.
Thanks, Brent, for that information. Just going real quickly back here to the S&Ps. I mean, you're seeing this is on a 15-minute intraday chart here, encompassing from yesterday's, the close and the dive here. But an area to keep an eye on, or I'm going to be watching early in the session here, 612.75, 612 and a half. We've popped up there quite a few times here and have not been able to get through. So that area, unless they can take that up, take that area out here in the pre-market, get things going north here, we should go down and test that overnight low.
Let's talk about a couple of the big guns. Apple did break down
Oh,
yesterday finally. We'd been talking about the whole 430 area. That caved and gave way yesterday. 423, it closed right on the low of the day. It's actually holding up not bad. It's only down a buck 25 here with the market being down so weak. So holding up okay, 421.74. But was that the move to indicate that we're going to start filling that run up that we had in April?
I'm still keeping an eye on this 418.90 low that we had a few weeks
That
ago.
was a
We had
big
the
number, just that 420 area, because I can remember we
yeah.
talking about that on the show in March. We talked about that number on the show in April. We actually took it out in mid-April. Then we tested it in mid-May. It held. So I like that number too, Joel. I think that 418.90 is the big support area. That's the bogey. That's the number that this stock needs to hold so that the bulls can try to keep this thing up. If that number caves, I think this thing could see 400 again. But maybe that could hold. Maybe, just maybe, we can find that support to
Yeah,
hold.
I got a little story here on the Apple. You've heard me heard the term revenge trade, right?
Oh
Revenge
yeah, yeah,
trade.
yeah. Everybody likes.
Yeah,
That's
well,
what usually when you get hurt.
yeah, well, exactly. And earlier in the week, for some reason, I thought when Google got above 890 here that wasn't going to quite get to 900, and bought some weekly puts, 885 puts,
On
and
the
I just
Google.
watched them just disintegrate. As this thing, went up to 910 yesterday, and I was just so frustrated. And I'm like, you know what, this Apple's going to hold this 430. I'm gonna they got to hold this 430. The market's rallying, Google's strong, making all these stupid correlations here. And I said, you know what? It's just been sitting around this 430 level too long. So I did not do the revenge trade. I
Good.
did not buy the Apple calls here, and might take a look at him if they can look at them if they can hold that 418.90 level. I don't think it's got there in the pre-market. We did dip under 420. 419.31.
That's
So that was in.
close.
Yeah. Keep eye on that. That's a good number at 418.90 in Apple and just Google. Ever since they floated that hot air balloon with remote access
So
equipment,
giving
man,
the
I don't.
stock some air there too, floating the stock some floating higher there. Did reverse yesterday though, closing just above 900. Is trading under 900 a day. I still like Google though. I mean, from a fundamental perspective, they seem like they have so much innovation. They've always got stuff cooking in the pipeline. The stock chart, here is the market looking weak here, and Google, yeah, but actually yesterday I think it ended up even closing positive despite the market's weakness. So that's the
Yeah, by
stock.
6 cents. You know what? Maybe if we'll see if this thing can. I like to see it give back over 900. It did post two closes there and stuff, but it just there was no upgrades. It was just like the sneakiest move ever. There was just no upgrades. There was nothing. And, the market did rally, but yeah, I'm gonna be. Maybe I'll take another shot at it tomorrow.
You want to see something interesting? Bring up this chart from Facebook yesterday because Facebook had some type of order come in. It was right around, if you bring up the intraday chart, so just looking at the
Whoa!
yesterday, yeah, bring up the intraday chart. There's that huge spike there. That's for real. Spiked up to 25.19. I'm looking at the time. It was right around like 325 or something like that, or 330.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and it was Nanix. Props to Eric over at Nanix. He was saying that he went and analyzed it. Somebody basically sent an order to buy 2 million shares, just kind of at the market, it appears.
No
Yeah,
way.
stock went from 24.50 all the way up to 25.19 on that order. And so in 3 seconds it popped from 24.50 to 25.19 on no apparent news. And then all of a sudden the stock just gave it all back. So about a minute later, it's trading back down at 24.50 like nothing happened. So I guess if you were setting your limit order out there, it was good stuff. But that looks like a fat finger if I ever saw one, especially when you
Were you
analyze
there
who
when it
buys
was
two.
front of the when it? Were you there?
No,
Were you trading it at
no, but
all?
I saw Eric. A couple of guys were just saying. Actually, I'll give some props to Benzinga too because listening to the Benzinga Pro, and they were all over that. As soon as it happened, they basically just squawked it out there. And then I brought it up, and I was like, it just happened like
It
a
was
minute
too late.
ago. Yeah, it had already traded. It was already back down 24.50, and then I was trying to check news. Their news, why did it do that? And then Eric was from Nanix was analyzing it. And he said 2 million share
I,
buyer. So I don't know who the hell
that's
sends 2 million shares at the market, but that's fat finger if you ever saw one. And obviously that institution. It's a quick way to lose about $1.5 million.
just quickly here. If you have, this is just a case for GTC orders, because that $25
It's
level, which
huge.
acted as support for a long time. If
Yeah,
just if you have a target or something like that, put your GTC order out there. Don't worry about it
until
because
canceled.
you would have gotten done at 25. I mean, if you were shorting it, you probably wouldn't have been too happy. Went up to 25.19, but this is just a case for using the GTC orders if if you have a firm target or a firm level that you're looking at.
Yeah, if your limits are out there, obviously the only downside with that is if news comes out and you get picked off. But if you got a target there and that's where you want to sell the stock, I guess have your order out there. Sometimes good things can happen, and obviously if you had orders sitting out there, you would be able to profit a little bit from that. Looks like institutional mistake.
All right,
Overall,
let's just go back to the overall
yeah.
market, Mr. Bull.
Mr.
Mr.
Bull,
Perma.
Mr. Bull, I've been not that bullish lately. Remember, I suckered you out of the bet. I got bearish there on you. You would have made that case of beer on me back in the day, and I got
Well,
out
let's
of it.
try a new
I
one. How
shook you
about
out. I shook you out.
okay, you're living in the past. How about 1660 versus
I'm not
1560?
bullish anymore. You've got me off the
You're
bullet
not going to get
bandwagon.
you on that
No,
one?
I'm not interested in the long side of this market at all right now. I'm not interested. I think
Wow.
rallies, you broke me. Finally, this market, I've been bullish for, I feel like the past 3 or 4 years here. As of right now, I am just not bullish this market. I think rallies are going to be met with more sellers. I think you have a lot of people that are nervous out there, and I'm just scared. I'm scared to take a bullish position here. I'm not. I don't know if about coming in and selling when we just sell 35 points in basically 2 trading hours. If you consider the regular session, but
Right.
the
Okay.
rallies here, I think you're going to find sellers.
Okay. All right. That's our show for today, folks. We'll be back with you tomorrow.